Welcome to the Sold Too Early Sports Card Podcast, starting out our days with a cup of coffee and an angry mob. That's Kai, I'm an instigator, and this is episode 46 of the podcast. Kai, how the hell you doing?
I'm doing good. I would have been better if I could go to Burbank last week, but
I know
okay.
you unfortunately were stuck due to
Yeah,
what was the
whatever the hell the hurricane was called, I don't even remember.
so obviously that's more important. So firstly, like, how are you doing? How is everything?
We're
What's the
pretty
situation?
good. Everything's pretty fine. We for a while it was supposed to be really bad, but we ended up not getting anything like insane. So we're
Did
okay.
you lose power at all or no?
We were like one of the only places to not lose power in like our city, so we got
That's
super lucky with no air going out or anything.
so you actually, I mean, other than it just being like uncomfortable, not being able to do anything.
Yeah, we're just kind of chilling here. Couldn't really leave for a while, but
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, that's so if you had wanted to, could you have gone to Burbank? Like, could you have moved flights around? Could you have like
Yeah,
organized?
I could have made it like maybe like later Saturday, but at that point, I don't know if it would have been really worth it because the roads are pretty screwed up until like early Saturday morning because the highways, all the trees were down and stuff. But
Yeah, I mean, I will say this, at least you're working with Joku, and I can't speak for his show experience. I can't speak for a lot of show people's experience. Burbank for me was a great time. It was very successful. Especially right now, and I talked about this last week while you weren't on the show. Like, this is like the last main gauntlet of the year for
yeah,
shows. National was obviously last month. Burbank was this past weekend. You and I are staying up together in Dallas, which is gonna be really fun. That's
yep,
gonna
two
be
days, right?
well, I'm gonna get there Thursday. I'm getting there
Technically, yeah.
Wednesday. I'm sorry. So
Oh, we're
I'll be
getting
set
it
up.
Thursday. Yeah,
I'll be set up Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm not sure if you guys will be there all 4 days, but
I think we're heading out Saturday night.
that's the same thing I'm doing.
Okay.
I've realized this too. Well, for a couple of reasons. I'll get into Burbank in a second, but Sundays at shows are very hit or miss, especially with football season now being here. I was leaving shows generally anyway, Sunday afternoon, maybe staying up for an hour or two, and then leaving. Now that football's back, yeah, there's no shot I'm
Yeah,
staying.
that's exactly the same reason we both wanted to be home to chill and watch the first week games.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. I'm
Yeah,
so excited to watch football.
yeah.
I do worry a little bit of that will impact VIP night in Dallas on Thursday, but I guess we'll find out. Maybe a little bit.
I didn't even think about that.
I'm gonna bring a computer. I'll have the game on. So like,
I mean, people always bring those like massive TVs for whatever reason into them,
well,
don't they?
they do that, which is a lot of fun. I remember watching like the NBA like Western Conference Finals or semifinals in Dallas, and like it was like 300 of us standing around like one TV. That was a cool moment. That was a very cool moment. But yeah, there's no shot I'm going to be at a show on Sunday at
Yeah.
any point this season, unless like it's a local show or something like that. Yeah, I'm completely ignoring any responsibilities and watching Red Zone for 7 hours like a degenerate, and then hanging out for an hour and then watching more football because that is all I want to do.
It's the best way to do it. There's
Dude, it's
nothing
the
better. You can just tell, like, I don't know, I feel like more excited about like doing stuff. Football's coming up. I don't know if it's just like weird or if that's how you feel.
well, you actually like college football too. I personally
See,
don't.
it's really weird. I could not have cared any less about college football until I went to college.
That's fair.
Like
You
I
went
could
to
not
Florida
care at all.
State, right? So
Yeah.
you actually like. Did they win a national championship while you were in
So
school?
no, they were very poverty while I was here. Right now they're actually very good, and I just graduated, so it's kind of ironic.
That is funny.
But yeah,
My college did not have a football team, so I just don't care about college football. I did go to a lot of Rutgers games growing up. Like I remember the good days of Rutgers,
yeah,
or I guess for most colleges, like the very very bad days. But for Rutgers, like being like 8-4, going to the Insight Bowl, or oh shit, like the Pinstripe Bowl. There were a couple games where Rutgers actually made some decent bowl games, and there were some fun seasons like 2006, 2007. This was like peak childhood David watching football and like loving the sport, and I love it more now, but for different reasons, obviously.
yeah. There's just no other sport when you can like feel it coming up that you get like as excited as football. I feel like.
Yes, I mean, So I mean, obviously, football is now 3 days a week, 4 if you watch college football, and then when the NFL season is not going, like I think they played like what 5 days of football this week because there's no NFL games.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like football just kind of hits differently. And I think that's part of the reason why you've seen prices spike the way they have. I mean, also it's a lot of hype, not equaling production. We'll fast forward like to week 4, 6, or 8 and see how prices are. But football is just so good. It's just so much fun. Are you in any fantasy football leagues this year? I know that we have
just that one, and
ours.
then one with my friends from school and stuff.
Yeah, I have the same thing. Like literally 2 leagues, 1 draft tonight. Don't draft Travis Kelce at the time of recording because he hurt
Might
himself.
get him in like the 4th round now.
Dude, if he goes to the 4th round, something
Same
really
with like Cooper Cup.
Well, yeah, I would never draft Cooper Cup anyway. At this point, he's just
I used to do like 20 leagues. It's just way too much.
2 to 3 is a good amount because you can actually enjoy everything and like not be so anal about fantasy football. Like one of my brothers is in 6 leagues. I'm like, dude, you're asking me for fantasy football advice. You're fucked. Like no matter what happens, if someone catches a ball or throws an interception,
exactly,
whatever,
you've got people miserable on your team that you're playing against in another league, and you got to root against them here. Yeah.
This is a sports card podcast, right? We should probably talk about shows.
Oh, come on.
All right. So let me explain the intro for a minute first for everyone who was not at the Burbank card show, which was in Anaheim. So the layout, if you've never been to Anaheim and the convention center over there, it's gorgeous. It really is. The main hub area where the Anaheim Convention Center was actually holding an anime expo. I don't know the name of it. It doesn't matter. I think there was also like a sneaker con, and then there was the card show. Yeah, it was like 3 different things.
Oh, wow.
Like Saturday night, like all the anime folk were out like cosplaying and doing stuff. It was actually really cool. Like just to like walk by and be like a silent observer and just like seeing all that shit. Kind of cool. But in the morning, like 4:30 to 6:30 a.m., protesters were outside of the Hilton. So I stayed in Marriott. So it was 2 hotels across the street from each other, like rival gangs, with like a street in the middle. And for whatever reason, the Hilton was there. They were striking, and they had like vuvuzelas and drums and like loudspeakers and like all this insane shit, just banging and making the most intense noise ever. Like starting like 6:30 in the morning on like Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday they started at 4:30. They got up early and did it.
Did you join?
No, I did not join. So I'm not sure if you saw the video of Mikey's cards, who had the video of them recorded, and he just screamed like say no to player warrant or whatever he was screaming, that was fun. I wish I had that clip ready. We were also, had I planned this a little better, I think I would have done this. Gotten like a camera crew and gone up to the protesters and been like, hey, so what do you want to say to the owner of this hotel, Mr. Adam Meeks, or like, Mr. Kai Patricelli, or whoever it's going to be, like whatever Joku's last name, doesn't matter. But just like to kind of rip them a little bit. That would have been a fun time. I was not prepared. I would not have minded making myself a fool because striking's important, like equal, unions and everything, whatever. But you could have been promoting any kind of cause, and I would have been against you.
A couple hours later, maybe.
Yeah, at 4:30 in the morning, I've been like, you know what? Maybe childhood slavery is not a bad thing. Like, let me go back to bed. Yeah, it was a fun time. Back to the show. So I actually found an interesting thread. I don't know what X is called anymore. It doesn't matter. It's not tweets. This was someone who laid out this was mostly negative things about the show. I'm just here to talk about my personal experience. Whether you had a good show or a bad show is, I think, mostly based on either your location at the venue, your friends you were setting up with, and your inventory as well. I mean, listen, Lucas, Sports Card Mania, the guy who sat up next to me, who is one of our best friends in sports cards, fucking crushed it. He
What's new?
Dude, I know Lucas is great. I love him. I really do. I've tried to get him on the podcast. He's just not.
He's never gonna come on.
He's very reserved in what he does, but he works very well within like his role, and that's not always the person who's in front of a camera, like willing to be very outgoing and talkative. but he's like very financially sound, very confident, and like is a very good salesman, which to me is interesting. And that alone, while not good for a podcast, is just like, wow, you can watch this man work and you can learn a thing or two.
Yeah.
We might have Woods on at some point. Woods is an energizer, buddy.
Or Junkie even.
No, Barkley doesn't want to join. I've asked him.
Said no too.
Yeah, Lucas and Barkley are both quiet people who kind of want to be like behind the camera, like left alone. Yeah. Woods could run like a 6-hour long like a live stream and just
one
like
of those 24 hours straight streams, sleeping.
It wouldn't shock me. Yeah. The dude should not drink coffee because he has too much energy as it is.
He is the coffee.
Yeah, he doesn't need it. Anyway, they crushed it. I did very, very well comparatively to what my standards of a successful show. That's the thing too. Setting your own boundaries and your successes and failures is all based on yourself. Was I a little fucking self-conscious that Lucas did literally 6+ figures of items sold and traded? Of course, but he's also my friend, so I want him to fucking crush it. Because if I can't do well, I want him to do well, and that part's hard. I think it's hard to acknowledge it in the moment, but when you're able to sit back and be like, man, my friend really did amazing here, that's when you're like, oh, you know what? I also did well. Here's how I compare to myself. And that kind of keeps you going if you see someone else doing well that you're friends with. If it's your enemy, you don't like them.
Well, I think it's kind of nice with like our group because like you two, for example, it's not like you guys buy some of the similar stuff, but I would say Lucas is more of like the super hyped up, like ultra modern, like flipping to make, whatever. You're like the more of I'll take if it makes value, it makes sense. Like you guys aren't really like competing like perfectly against each other.
No, we're not. And it's also not a competition. There's so much money in this industry these days that unless someone is like undercutting you for the exact card you happen to have,
it's like a good like mix to have both you and like Mikey, whoever, like all kind of like going. Like if you get someone's briefcase and you see like a cut, you're gonna be like right there.
I know who to go to. Yeah,
you get a Jalen Hurts Contenders PSA 10 right there.
Yep. You want some random one of ones of I traded for a Dante.
You want a Brandon Phillips logo, man? Here.
That is true. I traded for a Dante Pettis game worn nameplate patch. He's not been in the league for a couple of years. Yeah, it's a sick card. Exactly. It's on eBay for $100. Fuck it, I'll get 50 for it. Like it doesn't matter. But once again, I also, ironically enough, made some pretty major deals on Sunday of all days. I bought a Dynasty F1 card of Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. No, the card is sick, Kai.
Oh, I think I saw that. The dual patch auto, right?
Yep, number 5. I can actually grab it if you pause for 2 seconds.
Yeah. F1. Woo.
Now, I don't do F1 at all. Let's be real. Like
I do.
Well, once again, I got it for a good price, but like
that's
come
sick.
on.
That's the second year?
It is second year. Yeah, it's 2022. Like that's just a cool card. I know that like, hey, dude, you don't do F1. Guess who does F1? eBay. eBay does, or someone will see it on Instagram or Discord or whatever.
That was an insane line. That was beautiful.
But it's true though. What I collect and what my like goals are, there's always someone else out there who's gonna want that item as well. I was processing inventory last night and this morning. Guess what, Kai? I've already sold 4 items I put on eBay.
You gotta make shirts with that quote on it.
What?
Yeah, you know who does blank? eBay.
But it's also it's a funny line. It's also true. Also, can you like stop talking to me, computer? I'm doing work. This is very important right here. I'm telling you about how much I love my beautiful F1 card for the low price of like $5,500. You too could own it.
Sound crazy.
So the 10 did 4K.
Well, the way I look at it, I mean, I know the F1's kind of down, but I know the Lewis Hamilton like solos from the first year were like stupid.
Dude, the second years are still like $2,500.
Yeah, so I mean that doesn't sound that bad at all.
No, it doesn't, and whatever I paid for it does not matter, but it's less than 5K, obviously. I'll do well with it. I grabbed also an item that has not become publicly available in 4 years. That Derek Jeter game
nasty
base. Pass. I wonder if I can find that. My desk is very much a mess right
Casually
now.
Loses it.
I didn't lose it. It's also in the travel case, which I have not really organized too well, Kai, because I'm flying out tomorrow.
Yeah.
At the time of this episode coming out, Kai, I'm going to be in the airport, or at least like in the Uber to the airport, because, hey, guess what? I clearly am #grinding myself into the ground.
Oh man.
This is cool.
Well,
And this was also acquired on Sunday.
what is that?
Derek Jeter.
Oh, I love those. That's like early 2000s, right?
It literally is 2000. This is
Those are
not
some of my
work
favorite
super well.
cards. Is like really, really early baseball autos.
Beautiful, like picture, like crisp auto. That the wrong way. It's not gonna come up on camera super well. The point is, it's like a 10 auto. Dennis bought it. Then Dennis realized I don't do baseball.
Why do I have this?
Yeah, he impulse bought it, regretted it, sold it to me. I put it on eBay.
Is that one of those ones that has like a patch from like a certain game, like a
So
game or something?
It literally is game used 1999 World Series base.
Yeah,
which is one of the years that Jeter won World Series MVP. Might have been the only year I remember, but
they just don't do it like that anymore.
No, they don't. And once again, and I'm not going to pull out the Jackson Chirino because first off, you want it, which is super hilarious. Secondly, I might PSA it. But those three major deals all happened on Sunday when I was sitting there thinking like, man, I probably should have gone home. Like, I'm tired. I miss my fiance. I miss my bed. I'm going to be traveling to Dallas in a couple days. And then I do like 3 separate $5,000+ deals. And
it's just how it goes when you're least expecting it.
But that's the interesting thing is like, do I really think that's going to happen in Dallas on this Sunday? Probably not.
No.
People, I think that the California crowd kind of panicked a little bit at the end of the show because the last 2 or 3 hours, I was there till the very end. The last 2 or 3 hours, like really kind of started pumping up again. Like people were really walking and making deals because I think they either like maybe did not have the best of shows themselves or, wanted to walk out with some cash.
Yeah, probably the latter.
It happens. Like it truly does. But our experience was great. We were set up in the middle of the show. A lot of our friends right there. A lot of people came up talking about the podcast too, which is funny. I love hearing that information.
I'm still waiting for my first one because I haven't been to a show besides the National.
Well, that's the thing too. Now we'll be set up together. So hey, if you're at the Dallas show this weekend, if you walk into the main room, like imagine you're like standing in that main entrance, make a right on that first row, go down like 6 or 7 tables, you'll see us. Like we are walking toward. If you're walking towards the bathroom in the main room, first row, you cannot miss us. Like Mojo Sports J is set up next to us. Dope Cards Matt is right there too. The Only Slabs Jason I think is right there. He might have moved spots. Yeah. It's a good spot.
Yeah, I'm excited. Should be fun.
It's gonna be a good time. Like I had 3 full showcases worth of items. Now I'm going down to 2 because I'm like giving you guys space, which is perfectly fine. So my better shit's coming with me. Like I'm really excited to see what inventory I'm going to turn and burn from Burbank to Dallas to my local show in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think it's fun too. Not even the fact, I know we've talked about like having someone like there to watch your stuff if someone leaves or whatever, but even like the 30 minutes, 15 minutes that go by when you're just bored and not making any deals, like have someone like one of your friends there to talk to is kind of nice.
It really is everything. Like I realized this at the show too. Like while this is a hobby of one in a way, because like we're all alone together, like the people you choose to interact with and like grow your networks with really is the separating factor. Yeah. You have the nicest fucking collection in the world. You can spend $1 million on cards. But then you're alone at the top, and like, what's the point?
Yep, exactly. I mean, you just shoot the shit if you're bored. Talk about we've made deals before when we've been set up together. I think at the National, I'm pretty sure we made deals,
like 2 or 3 deals. Listen, I'm not going to be surprised if at some point during the show you guys are like, "Hey, dude, you saw that orange shimmering?"
Yeah, probably.
Like you texted me during the show that you wanted. I just laughed. I'm like, "No, Kai, No, I said like,
I was
you're at
the
FSU game, that's why.
I had to try to get something.
I mean, I'll move it if it makes sense, but once again, like it's an SGC 1010. That card has to go
reliable grading company out there.
That card either has to go to PSA right now, or it's just gonna stay in there, and someone greedy is gonna try and crack it. Which, hey Kai, what's up? You're pretty greedy. How would you like to own this item for cash?
Whoa.
No, greed is good. Greed is good, Kai. You don't seem to understand that.
Oh.
It's a compliment.
I don't see you. Why aren't you cracking it out?
Because I do not want to crack a $5,000, $6,000 card.
Sounds like an excuse.
It does sound. It's a good excuse. I'm not. Listen.
I thought you were part of the high-end crackers.
It's funny because we crack cards and we're white. We'll get in trouble for that one. Most likely.
Oh well.
Anyway, all right. Let me talk about some of these notes that I saw about the show.
Go for it.
So one thing that this person seemed to write, and once again, this is someone else's thoughts. I'm expanding on them, good, bad, or otherwise. They lead off saying the show was poorly received. That's not what I saw or heard. I mean, some people thought they would have like a national type show, and that's possible. They thought like, oh yeah, we're going to California. Look at all these tables. Look at this venue. To be the greatest thing ever. No, there's only one national for a reason, guys. Setting the expectations accordingly, yeah, I can understand like that. But you are only as good as the items you have available. If you have 5 and 10 and $100 cards, let's say, do you expect to move $100,000 worth of items? I don't I don't think that's how that works. So maybe the proper setting of expectations. This person goes on to note that 20 to 30% of the tables on Saturday were empty. Now, there is a fair point to that. There were some tables that were empty at Burbank. Part of that could have been people that either arrived late that day or had actually packed up and were going to just buy. It was a very buy-heavy show, especially on Thursday, day 0, basically. All the repackers were there just buying shit, except for Backyard. Backyard did not make it, but like everyone else was there buying shit.
Did you sell any repacks to repackers?
Yeah, I always sell to repackers. I love selling to them. They pay. If you have some weird inventory that's like $100 to $500, and like you are friendly, if not friends, with some repackers, I thankfully have pretty good relationships with most of them, if not all. Realistically, they'll pay pretty well. Like I have friends who pay 85% to 90%. It's pretty fucking good in this industry. It's really. I've realized this before too. My personal thoughts and opinions on repackers or influencers or just people in general in the hobby I don't like people. Fun fact. But anyway, like those things, those repackers, those influencers, those whatever. You're really, Kai, you're not helping me here.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, thank you. Let me dig the grave a little deeper. My opinion and my perspective does not matter. Like I fully have embraced the fact that like there's no repercussions for actions, good, bad, or otherwise. There's no justice. Just live with it. Just accept the reality of like, yeah, people are going to spend their money on hyped up, washed up bad quarterbacks or random crappy repacks or follow these hobby goats, and you just got to live with it. It just clicked like that this weekend.
The thing to me though, like I find weird is I know some of the repackers have like pretty big like audiences, but I feel like some of them, like I've never talked to or heard of anyone buying their repack.
What, you're telling me you've never heard of stacking tens?
Yeah, like some of these things, like who's actually like buying them? Like
that is.
I'm not like hating on them. I'm just like literally curious. Like I don't know anyone who buys like some of these repacks.
Kai, that's a great question. I don't know either. The people who buy repacks a ton and like really spend their money on repacks are not even card collectors. They are degenerate gamblers,
probably
who are not even on Instagram, who don't listen to this podcast, who don't think critically. They see, oh, I can win a $5,000 card. I only paid $800 for this pack, and why am I getting a Zion-based person 10?
Tough.
Yeah, oof, that's rough, buddy. We're all degenerates. We are, in different ways and shapes and forms. Like, sports cards themselves are gambling. Like, it's unfortunately the reality of the situation. But there are some who are the real degenerates of the degenerate crowd. And I think it's those who buy into repacks.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's just... I know some of them, like, do the repack and sell the repack boxes to, like, mainstream breakers.
Yep.
But then I don't know what the other ones do.
They open it on Whatnot, and they make, like, 400-500% ROI for buying junk. It's really scary. It really is, but that's beside...
I respect it, but it's like... Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, once again, you're not going to change it. None of us are going to change this hobby, those hobby legends, those hobby goats, this amazing repack. We're not going to change it. Like, you have to just accept it at this point. There's so much shady shit. You see the situation with cardboard over the weekend or now?
Yeah.
So
I haven't read into it, but
So for anyone who's not aware, I'm going to do a okay job of summarizing. Also, hey, yeah, Burbank. But the situation with card porn is kind of crazy. Basically, a jersey, an MJ jersey, sold at auction randomly for like $25,000. It might have been a team issue. It might have been something like that. It was an error-accurate Michael Jordan jersey that he probably never touched. Cardborn, allegedly, everything here is allegedly, was able to find documentation and photographs showing that the jersey was then photo matched to an Eastern Conference Finals series against the Magic. He wore it in like 2 games, did X, Y, and Z. And the way they were able to verify this information was using a foundation of a photographer. Let's call him Rick James. It doesn't matter. So Rick James apparently has his foundation, has these photographs. They take this information. They then get the cert for McGray, whatever. And says, oh yeah, we've based on this information, photo matches this X, Y, and Z. Sells for $1 million. Then when they start looking into this foundation that had these photographs, yeah, no, first off, the guy's been dead for a decade anyway. And secondly, the family says, yeah, there's no foundation about like what? Who are you? What's going on here? So yeah, they basically scammed $1 million, allegedly.
So where do these like photo? Like where do these like photos they sent to Migray to use?
So I don't recall how that was done. That's a good question. I should probably remember that. It doesn't matter where the photos came from. All that matters is that they tried to turn and burn it into
that's crazy.
An authentication.
You said it was like a $25K like issued jersey that they like
whatever it was. It was a $25,000
not
jersey.
game worn though.
Obviously not game worn. That they then were able to convince someone that it was game worn using these fake or doctored photographs. Or bad photographs, whatever it would have been. It sold for $1 million. Everyone knows who Juan is. He's some dude in Australia. I don't think anything's going to happen to him, and I know that's a weird thing to say other than him getting dunked on Instagram, which is so important. I would not be shocked if he's back within a month and just like nothing happens.
Are they like refunding the guy?
I imagine there is like
there's no
actual criminal charges that will eventually be brought to him.
Why would I would guess that they just refund him and then they get refunded by Migray some sort of amount,
or there's a lawsuit eventually pending, or both. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Once again, look into it yourselves. I gave a very brief bad summary. There's also apparently he sold a fake MJ auto from like 1984 Star. That either was Beckett slabbed or like was going to be slabbed. This was someone on eBay, according to like a blowout form. Once again, I don't have all the information. I'm not going to pretend like I'm an expert in it. I at least gave you the ability to go to Google now and type in like card porn, Michael Jordan star, fake auto, whatever. Yeah. Like you can read up on it, tell me where I'm wrong. Perfectly fine. There's no justice in sports cards, man. Like very, very, you have to really fuck up to like actually have like any repercussions for your actions.
Almost everything that happens like 2-3 weeks is just not cared about anymore, no matter what you did.
No, and that's the crazy thing too. So I've really have just accepted like, while I may not like the hobby goats or Kurt's card shop, who I fucking have dunked on, and will always dunk on because he's a fucking whatever his thing is.
I was like, man, not the poor shop owner.
No, I will not dunk on a shop owner. I'll dunk on someone who fucking sells altered kits, like teach you how to trim cards. But there's no justice, so does it really fucking matter anymore? The answer is no. It doesn't matter. Like, who cares? And that's not good, but I have reached acceptance of our industry.
I think if it's something that like is actually a problem, people just over time will stray away from it. I don't think there's anything you can really do. And if it's something that's not a problem, people will keep using it.
Yeah, dude, why would I want the best grade for my card? Well, you're altering it. So what would be funny, Kai, is if PSA and Beckett allow you to alter cards, but they actually have PSA authentic evidence of cleaning on it now. Could you imagine how quickly people would stop using a card care system?
That's an interesting one. So they would still
Right?
grade it, but say evidence of like waxing or whatever.
No, it would say PSA authentic, evidence of altering, or evidence of cleaning, evidence of stamping. Wouldn't that be something?
That would be. I mean, that would just be the same thing as like alter, though, right? Okay, it would be like a different label, but it's basically would have the same effect, right?
Yes, it would be
That's what I would
let's say it's orange instead of red. Like this card's real. This card is real, but it's been cleaned. Wouldn't that be something? It would immediately get rid of people who using card care and other softwares and systems and whatever else. It'd be fun.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it would get rid of them because I feel like people still wouldn't get caught. How do you catch that?
I think you just catch the people who like stamp corners or use a humidor, or like they have records of like numbered cards getting resubmitted, let's say.
Yeah, probably.
Once again, I am full for like anarchy, if you cannot tell by my shit. This way I'm an instigator. So I'm all for just like throwing shit at the wall and just annoying everyone. That's the trick here.
The quotes in this episode are going to be unreal.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. There's nothing's gonna happen. There's no justice. What? I'm an asshole. Who said that? What?
Yeah.
Let's go through this. One thing to mention, and this person mentioned it too. Vendors were disconnected and didn't want to be there. That's first off, doesn't make any sense. The first part actually does. So vendors being disconnected is true because Kai, the show was on 2 floors.
Yeah.
Top floor was sports cards mostly. Bottom floor, I didn't even fucking go there. It was TCG and corporate. I can understand if you were a Pokemon seller not loving that situation. I actually had conversations with EJ like a minute or two chat like on one of the nights. They're like, yeah, we're gonna look into 1 floor. I'm like, that's probably good. 2 floors, no matter how you do it, is so fucking tricky. I think Burbank did it the best way they could, but unfortunately, like, there's no good answer to that.
Yeah, I bet if you polled people that attended, I guarantee you like 75% of people never went to the opposite floor that they went there for.
Well, that's exactly like why would a Pokemon fan go and see sports cards? Why would a sports card?
The people that really get hurt, the ones that have both, like, what do you do? If you're set up, I mean,
if you're set up, you're fucked. I don't know.
Like, what do you do? I mean, in theory, like, it's a really good idea, but at the same time, there's just like the fact of how do you get the people to like go.
It's hard. There's no good answer to that, unfortunately.
Was it a pain in the ass to like go up or down or no?
No, it was an escalator, dude. Card collectors are fat. We can't.
It was just like the effort to like, oh, I'm gonna leave the card side for like an hour, you know?
Yeah, you would walk in on, let's say, floor 0, and escalator up to floor 1 would be sports cards. Escalator down to floor, or the basement would be sports card, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Alt and Golden, and all those other companies. PSA, oops. PSA was graded cards there. I didn't bother.
So was PSA just on the bottom or whatever?
PSA was just on the bottom. The top floor was just like a rectangle and sports cards. It was awesome.
Gotcha. Yeah. I didn't know if they had like a PSA for like both TCG and Beckett and
that would make sense. I think Tag was there as well. Beckett, I believe, was taking submissions home. Arena Club might have been there, but like, who gives a fuck what they think or do? Oh man, I could really use an Arena Club. NPB,
you know, it'd be better is VeriSwap.
I think VeriSwap was there once again. Your favorite company, Kai. We still have a chance to interview Raymond.
I'm not calling it a scam.
We're not gonna be able to call him on the podcast. You know that, right? Or he's gonna listen and be like, these guys suck. Fuck these guys.
It's definitely a service.
It definitely is a service, and I think there's use for it somewhere. Speaking of services, I also signed up for the VIP section of Ryan's Discord. It's like $400.
That's a thing.
So basically, what it means is I got Card Ladder for free now forever. I get like a 10%. I get up to 5K off on a deal with Ryan. Like if I buy shit off him, which is
wait, you get what?
So let's say Ryan has a card at like 5K. I'd be like, hey man, I bought your Discord thing. He's like, oh okay, now it's $4,500 for you. Like okay, like For that excuse, you could do,
what if he's just like overpriced to begin with?
which is probably going to happen anyway. But like, you pay. Point is, Discord is now paid for forever. That's a 10% off deal up to 5K. There's VIP chat. I don't care about that. I've realized though that service is pretty good. Like, I enjoy Ryan's Discord a lot more than I thought I would because it's really fucking growing. It's up to like 4,300 members right now.
Dude, they've like doubled in like the last month, I think.
I know. It's really wild. Like, I've known of him before. I put a name to the face at the show, had a like minute chat. Hey man, like, here's Cash, nice meeting you. Like, I've seen you at shows before. He's like, oh yeah, you too. I'm like, all right, like, you're a hobby goat, you're a legend, bro. No, I'm kidding. Meeting him was cool. I like his service. I want it to keep going. And if I make one deal with him in cash or a decent deal where I save 10% on top of not paying for Card Ladder anymore or the Discord.
And how much did you say it was again?
It was $400. I don't think he's doing it
for life, or
yeah, that's it. 110 fee.
That's not bad because I mean, you pay what, 100 a year for the regular one?
100 a year or 15 a month for Card Ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh, so you get the Card Ladder and the monthly subscription basically baked in together. I mean, that's
I've been there for a year. It's even anyway.
Yeah.
So
That's
I mean, once again, I actually think he only does it like very, very rarely. He's like, I got so many people asking this. I'm going to do it one more time. Like, okay, whatever.
It's also a hashtag write-off.
Yeah, hashtag I paid cash. Fuck. God damn it. I don't think you would take PayPal. It doesn't matter. It's worked into my schedule too when I upload cards because I will put cards on Discord first, not because it's the greatest thing ever. Like it takes a photo and it saves in my camera reel, so it's easier to go to Discord first and then post on Instagram. So that alone is also good pro.
Yeah, we've been trying to do if we try to move it on non-eBay first and then it goes to eBay. I'm sure that sounds stupid to most people because it's like
no, it makes sense. I mean, I know
it's like obvious, but like we never really thought of it like that. Like it's just so much better because then we end up listing stuff on eBay, but if you can just move it without having to list it and it's like direct and you don't have to wait to get paid and stuff, like it just makes so much more sense.
Well, not even that. So I know you guys are currently like fighting with eBay about shit as well. So you're also saving more on fees. You're able to. Oh God, Casey, I can't talk right now. I'm on a podcast. I'm a very busy guy.
John's blowing me up too.
Sorry, you talk real quick.
Yeah, I think it just works out better because I mean, the people that are gonna see your cards on eBay these days almost are like all also on IG and Discord and stuff. So it's kind of the same set of eyes, really. There's more people, but like a good amount of them are on like all these platforms now.
eBay is a jumping off platform. It allows you to get DMs like, hey man, what's your Instagram? Or you can even DM someone.
Exactly.
Hey, like, let's get off eBay. Fuck this shit. I don't want to pay 10%.
Yeah.
Which is the same issue with the
people
very
that pay
swap.
sales tax too.
That's the same issue with the very swap as well. It's like I don't want to pay 6% in fees, which I think they now cut down to 3%. Like, hey, what's your IG? Let's get the fuck off here.
Yeah.
Like you will always meet someone like me who is going to try and circumvent your fees because I'm an asshole and I don't want to pay more than I have to, as will most people. But I'll always tell you the truth. I will circumvent everything I possibly can to save a quick buck.
Yep.
Let's talk more about Burbank. What were some other issues this guy noted? Once again, not my experience. I loved it. I thought it was great. I'm really excited for Dallas. I think Dallas will be slightly worse than Burbank. If I had to give Burbank a rating, I would say A- to A. A Dallas for me is always a B+ to A-. So I'm setting my expectations accordingly. A lot of people on Sunday were dumping items. And I think it was either them buying too much or hoping they would sell more or being overpriced as fuck and then trying to recoup any losses, which guess what? California is expensive anyway to be there. Maybe they just did not have a good show. But in the last 2 hours of the show, I made the deal for the Jeter. I made the deal for the F1. I made the deal for the Torino Orange. Like, those are $15K between all three of them in the last couple hours on Sunday. It was really good. I'm happy I didn't go home.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna.
It's tough because it also could have just been
sucked
the other way. Yeah.
It very easily could have sucked.
Yeah.
But you know what? Thursday was an A+. especially for day 0 of a show. Thursday was fucking awesome. Friday, an A. Saturday, A minus. Sunday was somehow the same thing. It was consistently good for different reasons every single day. And you know what? I was really happy. This person know that 50% of the show was a slab fest. What the fuck does that mean?
That's probably the stupidest
What does that mean?
That's so dumb.
Maybe this person wants to buy clean raw at 75%
Oh
comps.
yeah, let me buy all gradable cards and grade the cards myself.
Hello, sir. I noticed you have some Bowman Chrome over there. Would you mind giving me off me at 75%? And also, only the raw that looks clean.
Yeah, only if there's no issues whatsoever.
Can I see all 4 corners under a microscope, please?
Yeah. Do you have a magnifying glass I can use?
Do you have 2, actually?
One for each eye. Oh man. People are actually like kind of like that too. That's why it's funny.
I have gotten really mean when it comes to eBay messages about like detailed pictures of cards. I'm happy to send additional photos. That's perfectly fine. But when you're like, hey, I want to see very good pictures of the corners, the edges, and the surface. Like, no. Like, the card is raw for a reason.
Yeah.
If you want a PSA 10, buy a PSA 10. It's like, I'm not gonna grade it. I'm like, bro, yes, you are.
Just be honest.
Like, just be real with me. If you're honest with me, I will actually send you more pictures. Like, well, why are you saying there's an issue with the card if you're not gonna grade? I'm like, bro, it's a raw card. I'm not gonna tell you it's got PSA 10. That's a bigger issue if I lie to you.
Yeah, I think one of the funniest things is like when they go, "What do you think it would grade?" I'm like, I don't work for PSA. I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, sir. I don't work for PSA. I work for
like a
ASS.
number. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. I tell people a grade between a 1 and a 10, and they think I'm a smart ass, which I am. Yeah. But
you're not wrong though.
I'm not wrong. I mean, if it grades a 0,
I guess it could get altered.
If it got an alter, that would be kind of fun.
Then you'd be.
I will give you that. That is fair. You know what? I will eat some crow when a card I have raw is graded authentic altered. I don't know. I really I understand why people might not have had a good Burbank. It's very possible if you were a Pokemon seller or next to corporate and everyone's like, why the fuck would I go down to corporate? I'm a sports card guy. Let me go up here. Because I didn't step down there for 4 days. I went down there to refill my water one time and said, oh, that's neat. I left. Did not even walk in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how they could fix that though? Because I don't. I guess besides making the whole thing one floor.
I think the way you do it, unfortunately, is as simple as making it 1 floor. Ontario is Valentine's Day weekend of 2024, so that's like the 15th through 18th, whatever it would be. I'm going to go. I'm going to book my stuff. I'm going to set up, and I'm going to crush it. It's going to be an incredible show, and I will go to every Burbank show as long as it's realistic for me. I love it. It's in my opinion, the second best show of the show calendar year. I can't fix things that I think have reached their peak. I'm not going to say that this was the peak because obviously there were several real issues that people noticed. I think it has to be on 1 floor. That is just like, I think a cardinal sin in this industry. You can't separate people across multiple floors. You either have to cut down on dealers, which, let's be real, they're a business. They're trying to accumulate the most profit they can. The more dealers you have is going to lead to more profits. You can't fix that. I'm sorry. Like, it's either you rent out a bigger venue that has one large floor, which is very possible they can find one, or they can't find one, I should say, or you continue to run it back the way it is in this location. They're only going to go back to Anaheim one time a year. The other time it's going to be in Ontario. And Ontario is pretty fucking good, Kai.
I believe you.
Yeah, I would really recommend, if you're able to go, you, Kai, and anyone who's listening, go to the Burbank Card Show. I had a very good time. Talk to other dealers. You might have one like this who did not really love it, but that's their opinion. That's their perspective. And that's fine. Other than calling it a slab fest, which makes no fucking sense. That's just dumb. Like, what? What does that mean? I think criticism is a good thing. I really do, because I'm not going to ever tell you this is the greatest thing ever. It's fucking amazing, bro. It's like, no, there are some bad things that happen.
Yeah.
Like a protest at 4:30 in the morning, but that's no one's fault. That was bad. That was really, those protesters were loud. And the people next to me in my hotel room, I think the guy was like cheating on his wife in one room, and the other one was like yelling at their fucking kids because we were right next to Disneyland. So I had a fun time when I chose to go sit in my room or go to bed. Yeah, I don't know what that is. How else to go on from there? I think now with this major show out of the way, Dallas coming up, we're gonna be setting up there. It really is just as simple as making the show the best experience you can for yourself. I know that Kai, you and I are both now targeting Bowman Chrome baseball because guess what? You and I are intelligent.
Whoa, don't give away our secrets.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I want to be an intelligent collector. What can I do to be that? Well, son, you have to be 2 sports cycles ahead. It is September.
I'm buying hockey cards.
No one's watching baseball, but guess what they are doing? They're buying 19 and 20-year-old kids who they will probably never watch a game of.
17 and 18-year-old kids, actually.
They could be 16 as well.
15. Whoa.
Listen here, Wander
We're getting into Wander territory.
All right, listen here, Karl Malone. You're not going to want to do that, but still, you're going to want to buy these cards. Nothing else. You don't want to do anything else, sir. You want to buy these items.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else.
You better hope they don't get older, and they just go down in price.
Jesus.
Especially if they play well and get called up to MLB.
I traded for a Mookie Betts Bowman Chrome auto for like $1,000. I'm like,
that's so stupid.
This industry's fucking stupid.
Dude's literally a lock for the Hall of Fame.
I know. What else could you really want other than like a 19-year-old kid in the DR or in low A ball who can hit 260?
You get like a Jackson Holiday base for like almost the same price, I think, a little bit less.
I mean, Jackson Holiday could be anything. He could be Mookie Betts.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait a second. Yes, the Bowman Chrome is stupid, but guess what? We all know it's stupid, but people still buy it.
I would love to know the psychology behind that.
It's not even reverse psychology. It's just like understanding the industry we work in, Kai, and you and I both being on the same wavelength this time. Like, you were right. You 100% nailed Cade Cunningham stuff. Speaking of, how many Cades do you own right now?
We only have 3 NTs left.
There you go. Congrats on moving 4 of them.
Thanks, man.
But once again, I was a little earlier on the Cade stuff, and I sold and I made my money, which is fine. You guys are obviously in the process of selling them. But guess what? Bowman is so easy to buy right now. If people are moving it at a show, and then you wait. Like, the season is basically over for most minor leagues, if not now.
Yeah, it's pretty much wrapping up all around.
So you buy at this point, and then guess what? You fucking sell in like the February shows or March Dallas or whatever it ends up being. Because everyone's like, hey, do you have the 20-year-old Dominican kid right here? I don't know why everyone's Dominican in my mind. You have that 19-year-old kid who's in low A ball, who's batting 247. Like, you got it, sir.
Oh, right here, actually.
Oh wow, what a weird...
I got 9 of those.
Yeah, please buy these. Oh. And obviously on a smaller scale, I'm doing that with the Japanese baseball too, which
I want to get 4 boxes. I just keep like procrastinating it. They're gonna be gone by the time I get on there.
No, they're not gonna be gone. So I've opened 52 boxes.
That's so ridiculous.
I have 20 more in transit. Kai, I'm not even kidding when I say this to you. I legitimately have created a cult of NPB.
I think you've like made a lot of money too. I don't know about a lot, but you definitely made money.
I've definitely made money. My PSA sub is fucking stupid with the amount of stuff I have in there. And the 8 boxes I opened, yesterday. My timing's all screwed up. I'm still a little jet lag, so I'm obviously going to go and fly on another plane to go beat my jet lag. The correct answer. The 8 boxes I opened yesterday were some of the most fucking loaded ones ever. To the point where if you told me I was an influencer for NPB and they gave me a load of boxes, I would believe you. Because it's fucking stupid, the stuff I hit yesterday.
Yeah. We got 2 supers, right?
2 supers, a gold.
I've never gotten a super fractor in my life.
I've opened 3 in 52 boxes. So for reference, I did the math. It was something like 1,200 packs I've opened of NPB. Bowman Chrome Super Fractors are approximately 1 in 3,000 packs. That doesn't include any other reds or oranges.
Dumb.
Yeah, no, I am not even on an absolute heater. I literally am getting like...
They're giving you reparations for pumping it.
Kai, once again, I would not even disagree with you.
You've made them. I mean, just in our group chat alone, they've probably bought what, a couple cases worth.
I bought a couple cases,
not including you, like other people.
Nick bought 16 boxes. Lane bought, I think, 8. Sheik bought 4. Andy bought a bunch. One of their friends bought 16 boxes.
Yeah, no, they're raking off your influence for sure.
I truly have created a monster, and I've once again I've accepted it. It's really fucking funny to me. We'll see what happens in like.
The question is, do you buy a couple and throw them back now to save?
No, I'm not going to sell them. I'm going to keep ripping them. Like, for what I've bought, the box is worth, Kai. Like, all in right now, before grading fees, I've spent about $2,700 on NPB. But once again, the second I get back my PSA sub, I'm going to send another one in soon. If my Sasaki base Bowman's do $50, $75, if the paper does 30 and the Bowman base does 50 to 75, it's like PSA 10, which is possible. I send in a lot of them, man. And that's just one player. Yamamoto.
Rich over here.
The Yamamoto guy is possibly going to go sign by the Mets in the offseason.
There's like posted. 2 dudes in there that might post, right?
Sasaki's not going to be posted for a while. I don't know what Murakami is.
He was like in a year or 2.
I think Sasaki's 2 years now at this point. Yamamoto could be posted this year.
Isn't like Murakami or something good?
He's very good.
Yeah.
I think he's having a down year from the last time I saw. What's funny is one of the supers I hit, the dude is actually amazing. Kai, let me go grab it. You talk for a second.
So yeah, Dave's pumping the stuff real hard. You guys might want to be careful. But I need to grab some boxes. I want to just open them. It's a fun rip and it's affordable. It's not here to get crushed either. Sounds like every single person we know has made money on them.
So that's the funny thing too. Welcome back to the Pumping Podcast. This guy, his name is Kazuma Okamoto. He is a left. It's infielder. I'm sorry, infielder. It's a pretty fucking good card. So I googled him. I did not know who this guy was yesterday morning. I didn't even know who he was yesterday night. Someone told me like, "Hey man, like you should look at this guy." I'm like, "Okay, who's that?" That's the perfect way to buy something.
Yeah, who buys NPB baseball? eBay.
I should put it on eBay, but the thing is, too, this guy's actually good. Put on my screen. I can't wait to get comments about this. Like, they only talk about Japanese baseball. Why? So he's 27.
He looks old, bro.
37 home runs, 86 RBIs, 303 batting average. Like, consistently one of the best hitters in the Japanese league.
Yeah, see, I would make you an offer, but I think we're about 13 years old off there.
Okay, Wander Franco, whatever you say, sir. It would not shock me if this guy got posted. Hang on. Let's see if he...
Are you really not putting it on eBay? Are you going to grade it first?
I'm going to grade it first.
Dude, I would throw that thing on eBay.
Oh, hey, 7 stars. You could jump to the MLB. Hey, what's up?
I wonder who's on there.
Yamamoto's there. I don't know who this is. Yuki Matsui. Don't know who you are. Reliever. Oh, that's why. Who cares about that? I've heard I showed up before.
He's on Trevor Bauer's team, I'm pretty sure.
He is. He's on the Bay Stars. Don't know who you are. There's Murakami. There you go. 3-year deal by 2025. He'll be 25 years old and shed his amateur status. Okay, so he might be able to come over in a couple years. There's Sasaki. We were talking about him. Oh, yeah, just a bunch of other players. Where is...
Dang, he didn't even make the honorable mention.
Wait, did he not? What? Did I miss him?
Man, that's tough.
Oh, there he is. He's
Price
right
is cut in half.
No, he's here.
The first name on the list.
Yeah, I don't know why they did it like that, but I guess he's 27. I don't know. Yeah, Kai, this is fun. Opening MPB is fun. The other super I hit, the guy's not good.
What are the odds we can find a box at Dallas to rip?
0.
0? Yeah.
0. No shot.
I think
not gonna happen. And if I get them, I have 20 boxes in transit right now.
That's a lot of
Japanese baseball.
I want to rip a box of Bowman at Dallas. Do they have any guys with wax there?
They always do. Now, whether it's a fair price or not, it's a different conversation.
It's gonna be a fair price.
It's. Am I gonna go negotiate it like I did the
Yeah,
Tyrese Maxey?
exactly.
That's fair. I mean, the issue with Bowman, once again, and Japanese Bowman is the same way, but like the guys could be anything. At least those who end up getting posted into Japanese baseball into the US are probably going to be at least halfway decent. They're going to be older, but like they were the stars of their respective league most of the time. So
yeah,
I don't know. Does that sound more realistic?
that's
Probably
realistic.
not.
Yeah,
It's tricky. All right, I think we're good. I think I pumped up NPB enough for today's week. I can't wait to see how many fucking sales there are that are not made.
I know.
I get so mad when I look. I'm like, motherfuckers, leave it alone.
They aren't like raising the price though either, right? It's like the same price.
I think it's up to 165 now for 4 boxes.
Yeah, $40 a box is just so like affordable.
Well, no, it's not $40 a box. You're adding shipping and handling.
Oh man!
So all in, Kai. If I was to buy one for 165 right now,
like 200,
it would be 198.
I mean, that's still $50. I mean, I guarantee you could not find a single baseball hobby box for $50.
You maybe like 2001, like 1989 Topps Hobby. Oh god, I don't even know. God.
Yeah, there's no chance.
Yeah, I think
even that shitty Donruss stuff's got to be like $200.
Let's see.
My real guess is 125.
I'm curious now. I'm putting in eBay. Welcome back to pumping NPB baseball with this asshole. Today's episode, we're going to talk about why you should buy this with all your life savings. Give me all your money. All right, let's see. Let's go to eBay. Lowest sales. I think for conversation.
Buy it now.
Buy it now. Put in $25 minimum. Oh man, you can buy Leaf Baseball sealed hobby box. $40. Let's see. Oh man, 1993. Yeah. I'll make this a little larger. That's a little too large. That's what she said. Ha ha ha. 2001 Topps Archive Snapshot Hobby Box.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know either, Kai. 92 Baseball Series 1. Onyx Vintage Extended Hobby Box.
So, I mean, I literally don't think there's better value you could get in a box of sports cards than
you don't want a 99 Topps Baseball Hobby Factory Seal Complete Set?
No, that actually, no, not at all.
You don't want 31 packs of opening day? This is actually kind of fun. Oh, man. Sealed factory hobby set. Oh, God.
The even funnier part is most of these probably wouldn't even sell if the price was half off.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, unfortunately, there's just so much garbage that has to come out because you obviously want to have price points for all budgets. But oh my god, I remember opening this as a kid.
Prism baseball seems like a fun rip, honestly.
$50.
Buy it?
No, I don't think we buy it. I mean, who would even be
14? I know 13's like Machado.
Welcome back to the 2014 Prism Hobby Pumping Podcast, sir. I'm your host, Pumping Piston Dave.
Who was a rookie in 14?
Judge wouldn't be in there, is he? Schwarber.
That's not even like a rookie Schwarber though. Who? I don't think there's like anyone in there.
Chris Bryant. And this one's to 99.
12 sales.
Over $40.
That's crazy.
Chris Davis Gold, the box itself.
That dude bought it and has to resell it now.
Jose Abreu, George Springer, Cal Ripken Jr., Nolan Ryan, Clayton Kershaw. Okay,
but you basically have to hit a Hall of Famer to have a chance to break even.
Oh man, you're telling me you don't want to buy a one?
What the hell?
Golda or Xander? What's funny is the checklist does not look that bad.
It looks pretty bad.
It's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
Does Mike Trout even have like an auto?
We're gonna find out in a second. I'm gonna search by highest prices. Never wants to load that is. it's not like I spent fucking $3,000 on a computer that doesn't fucking want to listen. There's Trout. $15K. What a steal!
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, right? You're basically begging to lose money. I mean, make money there. Black 101 Ken Griffey, Machado. That's not Prism. Oh man, Malcolm Brogdon, Black 101. Yeah, I'd rather buy a box of NPB. Like this is, you don't hit autos.
Yeah, I don't think it's even close.
No, that's my email. Oops. You don't hit any. What's it called? You have no autos in NPB. There's 3 autos in the entire set, and they're like rarer than superfractors.
Are they good players?
Ichiro, Kenta Maeda, and
so they're like MLB guys.
Oh god, who's the last one?
Is it Yoshida?
No, it's not Yoshida. It's like Hall of Fame types. It might be like Matsui or someone. I'm gonna check because it's gonna drive me crazy otherwise. I could be Tanaka, honestly. I'm not sure.
I bet it is Tanaka. It's not Yu Darvish, right?
No, it's not Yu Darvish. The others are Hideki Matsui, Ichiro. It is Matsui, Ichiro, and Kenta Maeda. And there are 18 autos in the entire set. The Reds, Red guy.
There's only like 18 total autos of all 3 of them.
18 total autos, period.
Of each?
No, period.
So it's out of 5 and a 1-on-1?
Yep. The Reds Kai are 1 in 34,387 packs.
You're due to hit 4 in one box.
That is true. The Supers Kai are 1 in 257,904.
I feel like an Ichiro of that would do like astronomical.
So I did see a Kenta Maeda red get hit. So there's only at least 17 left.
I can't find any that have sold on eBay.
I know one guy who Sheik sent in our chat pulled a red, which was hilarious.
That's insane.
I know. And then going back to the super set. Oh, there's a super Cy Cow. That'd be fucking sick looking. Base Bowman are, like I said, 1 in 2,998. Purples to 10 are 1 in 300. Reds are 1 in 600. I've had a lot of reds. How?
Someone bought a case for $900.
Of NPB, how many boxes?
12.
That's what?
It's like
70 bucks.
$75, yeah.
Okay, that's not bad.
I'm just looking up like highest sales of NPB cards.
It's probably like Sasaki.
Someone bought a base Sasaki in July as a 10 for like 300 or best offer. I don't know what it went for.
Yeah, I know the person who sold that. He was actually who got me into.
Oh my goodness, these base Sasaki 10s, not just paper ones, are doing over $100.
So I don't believe that because then they also ran at auction, did like 20. The trick with those, and the trick I'm gonna lead off of when I do get my sub back in, is our best offer. I don't know, like $75 our best offer.
Yeah, it seems like you have to do it.
It's like one at a time, like every other week.
Do they just get shilled?
I don't know if they got shilled, but like they didn't look right when I saw it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm probably gonna go buy more NPB, or maybe I'll fucking rip one on. Maybe I'll rip one on the podcast.
That'd be fun.
We can do that.
A special.
Welcome to the pumping podcast. Today we're opening 24 boxes of NPB.
Look at the condition of these cards. Beautiful gem mint.
Yes. Look at this magic. Sorry, it's gone. All right, that's everything I got. I got to remember to edit out my emails because I did that by accident. So,
all right.
Just like Hurricane Hillary, I'm gonna go delete some emails, guys.
Man.
Bye.